Okay, wonderful. So the Sikha from Erev Sukkos, Erev Chag Sukkos, the eve of the holiday of Sukkos, Rebbe spoke. The last Sikha the Rebbe said on Erev Sukkos, 1991. So it's short. The Rebbe says we spoke quite a few times that the 4 species, they draw down something for the whole entire year. Whether it's spiritual things, drawing down to affect our spiritual state and Torah mitzvahs, and including also things that have to do with parnasa, livelihood, physical livelihood. So this holiday, it's a chaperainik. They take the opportunity to draw down blessings. That everything should come from Hashem's open, plentiful, holy, and wide hand. That's an expression. So what we draw down, this joy of Yantiv, of Sukkos, it's an obligation to be happy and rejoice in Sukkos. That joy we draw down, joy for the whole entire year. Okay, now I have an echo. So when do we start this rejoicing? Erev Yom Tov, today, now. But we increase and add in our joy during Yom Tov. We started really already the Shabbos that blesses the month of Elul. We started drawing down and for the whole year. And we added more. I think he's talking about the joy that we're drawing down. We started already before Elul. We drew down more on the month of Elul when Hashem, the King, is in the field. We added more in this in the days of Slichos. Then we drew down even more. And the Shabbos is during Slichos, and then the Rosh Hashanah itself, that it says you're supposed to eat well and drink physically well on Rosh Hashanah, whether it's also physically and spiritually, gamkin b'pashut. Simply put, we've drawn down a lot so far. Sham shachal kol hashana tiyeh bofen shemefartim et kol ha'inyanim achat la'achat. Hainu lo rak b'klalut ela menem פננדה דיפקלך, כך שכל העניינים ישנם בכל יום ויום, בכל עניין ועניין, בכל הפרטים עד לפרטי פרטים. The Rebbe says the drawing down of all these blessings is not just in a way of, welcome Karen, of a general aura, a general impression, or a general light, or a general influence for the whole year, but specifically and details in everything that we need every day, in every little aspect and all the details, even to the details of the details. Okay, so the drawing down of these blessings, especially joy, is like I think it's unpacking the packages. Not just that there's a gift and it's sitting there on the counter and wrapped up in clothes. It's unpacked and applied to the details of your life. And then the most important detail is the detail of the Geulah Mitzvah Shlema, the true and complete redemption. Which is not a detail, it's a klal, it's a generality. Because then the detail that will happen there, the promise that we'll have is the prophecy that we will all come together to Eretz Yisrael. From all around, and there said the gematria of kibbutz, which means to gather in, kibbutz galuyot is kabetz kuf beit tzadik, is the gematria of bakol mikol kol, which are the 3 blessings that were given to Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. Avraham, it says you will be blessed bakol, Yitzchak mikol, and Yaakov kol, which means all, in different formats of all. So simply put, we're going to have the gathering of everybody, everybody from around the globe, and it's the same blessing as we'll be blessed with everything. This year should be like the Rashi Tevos of this year. That year was 19 Tafshin Bais. What's the sim and the acronym for that year that was accepted around the world is Hayot Yesh Nas Niflos Ba. It should be a year of wonders within it. Every year you can make acronyms for the year. Pidyon, one acronym I saw for this year, Yesh Nas Pidyon Hashvuim Tashin Pei should be the redemption of the hostages. That's an acronym, one of the acronyms for this year. Pidyon is redemption, Hashvuim is the hostages. So we forgot to dedicate also this classes for the redemption of the hostages, for the Fush Shlema, all of those are injured, for the tzlacha of our soldiers, for the safety of the Yidden everywhere, and for Geula Shlema. Shetia zo shana k'fi ha'sheitavot. Okay, niflas ba mi'etam mizeh shana sha'ana niflot u'kol. Not only that, but this year should also be a year that the wonders that we see, the miracles and wonders that we see, that Hashem will show us, will be in everything, bakol mikol kol, in all the details. We should have a merit to this already today on the Erev Sukkos, the day of, the day of, right? We're going into Sukkot tonight. Because it's going to become, it should become not just the eve of Sukkot, it should also be the eve of the coming of Mashiach, our righteous Mashiach, and also immediately afterwards, so it should be also the eve, not just the eve of Sukkot, but it should be immediately the moment that Geula comes through our righteous Mashiach. So it shouldn't just be the eve of Mashiach Tzidkenu, but should be really the moment of Geula already, basically today. It should happen. Amen. Together with Mashiach, we're all going Iman and Eshmaya with our clouds of heaven, with our sons and our daughters. Our elders and our youth and our elders, our sons and our daughters. Together with all the service that we've done, all the Torah that we've learned, with all the details of what we've done, to the details of the details, okay? Every little, I guess, penny that we've given to tzedakah, and every good word that we've said, and every thing of learning that we've done, and every kind deed that we've done. Together with this, we have the general rule, the true and complete redemption through our righteous Mashiach. We continue us being together, and we're all together. We'll continue this together in the Holy Land. There, which should be Yerushalayim, Behar HaKodesh, the Holy Mountain, the Bais Hamikdash, that Hashem is Konan Yudecha, Hashem is established. Immediately we should do the Simchat Beit HaShoeva, right? The singing and the dancing that we do every day, especially on Chol Hamoed, with music, with dancing, with celebration. I don't know if I said hello to everybody. Yeah, Esther, I didn't say hello. Welcome. And okay, so there's rejoicing all over. Everybody makes parties or like dancing in the street with music. I know, even in LA we have one night. I don't know which night, but there's a place where they celebrate. Every year they make sure to celebrate at least one time in the street in Los Angeles. In places like Eretz Yisrael and in Crown Heights, it's every night, all night long, almost.
Would the one night be Simchas Torah or not be a
Simchas? No, we're talking about the Chol Hamoed. We're talking about the days in between, the first and the second days. They have every night in Crown Heights. They have music all night long. In the Yerushalayim, they also have all over the bands playing in different places, all over Eretz Yisrael. They have much more now than they used to. When I was growing up, I don't remember anything going on. Now they have like you can go and you could just drive and you'll see in front of this town there's a band playing.
Wow.
You know, in this
That's
neighborhood,
amazing.
and people just set up shop and play music, and people come and dance all over. Here they make sure to have it at least once in the street.
Here.
So
I guess we don't.
You don't? Okay, it's a
No.
good thing to do. It's a good thing to do.
It's in Chicago. They do. They have
They
a
do.
good, they have
up by you, up by where you lived, huh?
yeah, but I'm saying they have a big one, like with a band or something, but then every night different people host
You
private
should
ones.
go.
Yeah.
There's nothing like especially in Yerushalayim. You can go all over. There's party after party, and they're dancing everywhere. You could go from one place to the next. It's amazing.
Yeah, you
Wow.
hear the music.
It's something special. It's so amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, music like lifts up your whole soul. So it's really special. The singing, the dancing, the music, the joy. Very powerful.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm sure you have it there, Fruma.
Yes, and it's meant to be for
I don't know
everybody.
what they have
Like,
here.
You're not
I know
supposed
what's
to
in
wait for an
Chicago. I don't know.
invitation.
Here I'm like, I don't know. We'll see.
I don't hear you. The Simchas Bais
You know,
Chana.
Yehudit, I don't know if you realize, but there's double of you.
I know.
Oh,
I don't see double. Oh yeah,
I
I do.
started-
There you are, twice. Yeah.
I started with my phone, and then Alyssa said record it, so I put on the computers, and I'm not sure which one I should.
The
put
more
on.
the better.
it's
Yeah.
okay. It's great to have double of you. I just didn't know if you knew. That's all.
Yeah. You're totally
Yeah.
in sync with yourself.
Okay, thank you. It's hopefully it's according to the better view, the better picture. Okay. Let's go on. So the Simchas Bais Chana, by the way, you're not supposed to wait till you get invited. You're supposed to just go and show up. It's like open for everybody. That's the whole thing of Simchas Bais Chana in the Holy Temple. It was always everybody just comes. They don't send out invites. It's for everybody to rejoice together. That's the whole idea, is that we're all together as one. Okay, so nobody has an excuse. I didn't get an invitation. Okay. Okay. So take it. Okay, so immediately in Eretz Yisrael in Beis Hamikdash we should also make the Simchas Bais Chana. The Mikavan shezeh yeh kvar lachei Geula, because we'll already have Geula. We should be able to rejoice and make a celebration there. There should not be any gzeros, any gzeros, God forbid, are like rulings, like gzeros, or God forbid, decrees. Why the Rebbe spoke about decrees, I'm not sure, but this was 1991, I guess. It's also, yeah.
He often speaks of the future, but we can for sure understand it for last year, can't we? Last year would be.
Yeah.
So this year is going to be a decree for Simcha and good.
Simcha and good, yes. Right. Because it's very interesting, because I just noticed it. I don't remember the Rebbe ever saying there's not shaykh any idea of a gezerah, of a decree, and etc. I don't remember seeing that language anywhere.
Probably it didn't relate to us. You know, it like passes over, but
yeah,
you know, like now we know what happened last
yes, Simchas Bais, yeah, last Sukkos, yeah. Simchas Torah, yes. So we immediately make a Simchas Bais Chana the first night. The first night of which is tonight, okay, has the advantage of being the first. So there's the Rebbe is quoting a pasuk, something about the first, that the Beis Hamikdash is like the first of some sort. I'm not going to look up it's from Yirmiyahu quote. Kamu, on the main thing, the Rebbe says, we should all be together in the Holy Land. According to different time zones, now Yom Tov already started in the Holy Land. There's the Man Simchatenu, in which it's a time of our rejoicing, as the Alter Rebbe writes in Shulchan Aruch, when it comes to the times to pray for prayer, even though each place you pray according to the time zone that you're in, but the drawing down is one thing. So I guess the drawing down of the joy and the rejoicing, which is already starting in Eretz Yisrael, is already happening for the whole world. Already started this rejoicing in the Simchas Beit Shoeva. Already started since it started, Yantav already started in Eretz Yisrael. So yeah, it's already I think candlelighting in Eretz Yisrael right now, right? It's already candlelighting. So we can already tune into the joy. It's already starting now, okay? In Eretz Yisrael. The main thing is we're all together in the Holy Land. Okay, that's we read already. Isn't it interesting? We read this that it's Yantav already started, and it's exactly candlelighting right now, I believe. You could look it up. It's right now it's 6:00, like what time is it now? 6:03, 6:02, something like that. In Israel?
6:05.
What?
Yeah, 6:05.
Maybe we're entering the time of the hospital of decree, right? He mentioned decree.
No, there's no
And
decree.
then this happened, right?
Right, but what time is it in Eretz Yisrael? What time is candlelighting in Eretz Yisrael?
Yeah, it is. It
Right
is
around?
candlelighting because I spoke to. Yeah.
Yeah, because I know candlelighting here is around 6:00. So anyway, so we read this as soon as that the Rebbe says it's already that we draw down the joy already comes down to the whole world, even though it's not the time of prayer doesn't start here yet, but we're still drawing down the Simchas Bais Chana, the joy is coming down everywhere. Okay, so inyan echad, that's all one thing. So this beginning of Simcha is starting now. So this should be already exist, each and every one of us. So we're amongst all the Jewish people. That we should be amongst those who see this rejoicing of the Simcha of Bais Shoeva. Like it says, those saw joy. There's a verse that says those who saw the rejoicing of the Simchas Beit Shoeva never saw rejoicing like that in their life. There's about the Simchas Beit Shoeva, the way it was in the Beit HaMikdash. So there was quoting these verses of we're seeing the joy until the joy is drawn down into to the whole entire year. The acronym of the year is, it should be a year of miracles in it. It should be wonders in everything. This is the gematria of gather in. We should have been gathering to the Holy Land. There was a situation that everybody will be upon the land, both in a way of settlement, in a way of being uplifted, going higher. We'll have the 50, the Yovel, the Jubilee years. What happens in the 50th year? All slaves are redeemed. There's a freedom for all those who are settling there. So we'll have freedom from exile. We'll be going into the Geula Mitzvah Shlema. Now, until we're able to actually point with the finger and say, here it is, here's Mashiach. But in a way that everything is included, in a way that we're adding and increasing in light and in joy. In a way that the Yidden should have light and rejoicing and joy and gladness. These are 4 languages of joy. It should be for us that way. Starting from this moment, till the end of any aspect of time and aspect of place. It should be in a way of increase, more and more, a continuous increasing, not just once, but continual increasing. Light and joy, unlimited. It's like continuous forever. And then they added one more thing. Each one of you should travel in good health. At the right time to where you're going, to your place. We should hear good news until you travel, and after you're traveling. And more, it should be in increasing joy and light. And then the Rebbe again said, draw down all the blessing, all the hamshachas, all that you can draw down. That was Erev Sukkos. You want to do the first day of Sukkos? Okay, since this is for tonight's Sikha, since I won't see you till after Yantiv. Okay,
Yes.
The Rebbe opens up. First he said, Good Yantiv to everybody. And everybody answered after him 3 times, Good Yantiv. And then the Rebbe said, this day it's very auspicious that we should open up with the blessing 3 times. Right? They said Good Yantiv 3 times. It brings from the Midrash that it says Chag Sukkos, etc. There's 3 things that we're rejoicing about, I guess. 3 times there's chazaka. It's established. Chazaka means that there's, simply put, there's something strong about it. Chazaka also means that it becomes established for all time after. The Yontiv, the Sukkos is, I guess, the first Yontiv for the whole year. Yeah. So after Rosh Hashanah, what's the first Yontiv? Sukkos. Okay, so it's like we're establishing the joy and the drawing of the blessings for the entire year. So it's very auspicious, important time. Okay, that was paragraph 1. Paragraph 2. Sukkot is called the holiday of the ingathering. We gather, we celebrate that we, reaped and gathered all the crops. That's one of the names of Sukkos. That it's the where we celebrate that we've done all the ingathering of all the crops. Chagasti. So what's the ingathering? The Rebbe says not just about the crops. It also includes that we all gather together. But often we ingather all the Yidden in a way of love of each other. This is like a beginning of the big and most important gathering of all the Jews, the Asif of the Kobnei Sobe Gulam Kitvar Shleiman, when we all gather with the true and complete redemption. Because when we gather with love, the reason for exile is nullified, and therefore the reason for Golus is gone. We have Geula. Take off immediately we go all together, young, old, sons and daughters, to the Holy Land, the Yerushalayim Kodesh, the Beis Hamikdash Shlishi, ad the Kodesh HaKodashim, until the Holy of Holies. Ad the Eben Hashtia, until even in the Kodesh HaKodashim, there's that stone, that foundational stone called the Eben Hashtia, from which the world was established upon that foundational stone. That, remember, the Rebbe said that stone signifies eternality. It never moved from its place. It never will go away. It's always been there, and in time and place, it's always there. So, since that stone is the foundation for the whole entire world, the Kolin in Elam coming biglalas, so also spiritually, all aspects of the world exist because of it. So it has an effect on everything in the world, and it uplifts them. So even when this foundation is concealed and we don't see it, it still has an effect of anything that's established upon it. Especially when the foundational stone that actually is apparent, you could see it from the time it was created, Od lifnei briat olam, before the world was created, adata until now. B'oto makom b'oto mamad, in the same place, in the same situation as it was established, the stone didn't change. It gives an effect for everything of all creations in the world, because it's a foundation for the whole world. What's Tapan Pelata? What is this foundational stone? What effect does it have? So this is very interesting, because this is a lot of what the Rebbe has been speaking about in the Sichos Nanalach and Bais, that we need to be aware constantly that we're being recreated from nothing to something, okay? Which is a higher level of awareness. It's not just that Hashem is giving us life and energizing us and, giving us our needs, etc. It's what Chassidus explains, is that Hashem is actually bringing us into existence at every moment. So the Rebbe says over here, so this foundational stone, which is in that same place from beginning, and it never changes, and it's right, it's eternal in time and place. What effect does it have? That it should be apparent and clear to all the creations that their whole existence, He is the 22 letters of the Torah, Shebahem, that through them the world was created. So this idea of that there's a foundational stone from upon which the world was established is a lesson or a teaching, or is a show of the fact that the whole world was created with these 22 letters, all creations, including us. Our whole existence is dependent on these 22 letters of the Torah, which is more meaningful to me because my husband's a cipher. He's constantly writing the letters, and taking care of the letters, making sure they're correct. And okay, so our whole foundation is upon the 22 letters of the Torah. That should be apparent. That's the goal. It should be clear to everybody that our
What 22 letters? What 22?
22 letters of the Aleph base.
Aleph. Oh, sorry.
Yes, and those are the 22 letters of the Torah. Are the 22? The Torah uses the 22 letters of the Aleph base, but as they appear in the Torah, that's how the whole world was created, right? The Torah is the foundation for the entire world. It's the blueprint. It's like the engineers and the architects, they have to look at the blueprint in order to be able to create the building. Torah is the blueprint of the world. And the Torah consists of 22 letters of the Aleph base. In an orderly way, in two ways. In two ways, things come into existence, from above to below to above and above to below. We start from below to above. Like we see in this foundational stone. It's a foundation that upon it stand all existence, all the creations. Like we said before, that the 22 letters are the foundation which Hashem creates the world and brings it into existence all the time. The 22 letters of the Torah, especially. So the letters shtiya, even shtiya. So shtiya has the letters shin, taf, yud, hey. She saw that hativahu otiot tav, shin. The foundational letters there are taf and shin. Those are the last two letters. Echel me'ot taf, v'chakach shin, going backwards from below to above, from the last letter taf to the backwards to the letter shin, and then to the letter resh, and then to kuf. Kach mamshich v'oleh milamata l'mala. So we're going from below to above. So the foundational stone, which is taf shin in it, has the aspect of going from below to above. It just occurred to me that we're also in taf shin, the year, right, 5785. All of these years start with taf shin, from below to above. The taf and shin represents 57. It's actually hey taf shin, but it has in it taf shin, the acronym of the year that we're in. So we're starting from below to above, from taf back to shin, back to resh, back to kuf. And so we're going from below to above, ad lo dalid, until we come to the letter dalid, and then to the letter gimel. Gimel dalid is the Rashi Tevos, is the acronym Gomel Dalim, to give to those who need, to those who don't have. V'chakach beit, then you have beit. What's beit? Beit nivalam, the world was created with beit, the beit of Breshis. until that letter Aleph, which represents Alufa Shalom, master of the world. Has we reveal Hashem in the entire universe. So those, the Rebbe said there's two aspects from below to above. As we see in the foundational stone, it has the letters Taf and Shin, the last two letters Aleph Beis. And the letters, Hashem created the world with the letters. But what's our job? Our job is to make apparent that our whole existence is not just that we're here, and not just the letters, but the letters of the Torah are the letters that created the world. The holy letters of the Torah were used. So it's not just some abstract letters. It's the letters of the Torah with which the world was created. So that needs to be apparent, that the whole world has its existence dependent on these letters of the Torah. Okay, let's see more. There's another opposite way of doing things, from above to below. From starting from Aleph Beis into the base until the last letter Taf. Including both ways of below to above and above to below together, which is also an idea that the Rebbe speaks about quite a bit in these last speeches, like we did in Elul, right? We reach out to Hashem below to above, we instigate, and then we make the first move, and then above to below, Hashem responds. But then the Rebbe says we need to also have both together, simultaneous. And actually, we learned a sikha about that from the Rebbe Maharash. And we've been learning it just randomly, and it's also, we finished it actually on Yom Kippur, this Rosh Hashanah or Yom Kippur. We finished, I think Yom Kippur we finished, this Maimer where the Rebbe is talking about, Tshuva, finished on Yom Kippur, this idea of the Rebbe Maharash speaks about the Yidden ask Hashem, we want you to go first, make the first move to come close to us. And Hashem asks the Jews, you make the first move to come close to me. So the whole Maimer ends with the explanation of how we decide to do it simultaneously, that we work together. We make the first move towards Hashem, Hashem makes the first move towards us simultaneously. And that's what there was talking about here. Above to below, it's from Hashem to us. Below to above is us towards Hashem. And really, the idea is that we should do this simultaneously. Hashem should help us. And we, together with Hashem, as one, are reaching out to Hashem, and Hashem reveals himself to us. And then we have Geula, okay? But let's see. From Aleph to Taf, or from Taf to Aleph. So how do we do this? This above to below, below to above. Through revealing in the whole world, the whole existence of the world is the 22 letters of the Torah. Through them the world was created. The whole world becomes just the heavens and the earth. The whole world just becomes like the which is tefel, which is like not the main thing. It's tefel to the letters of the Torah. Meaning the letters of the Torah are the real deal, the real movers and shakers, the real thing that we need to pay attention to, the reality of the world is. So that needs to become apparent. The letters of the Torah are the real, true reality, the real, true blessing and source of goodness and everything good in the world. How much more so to the Torah itself, not just the letters of the Torah, but the Torah itself. How much more so the Yidden, the Jews themselves, are even above the Torah. Our soul, our godly soul, comes from a source higher than the Torah. Like it says in Tan the Jewish people and the Torah preceded the world. Afterwards, we draw amongst them, we don't know who is first. There's a debate. Who came first, the Jews or Torah? And the conclusion is that the Machshatan Shel Yisrael Kadma the thought about the Jewish people preceded everything. Gan lemachshavat Torah, even the thought about Torah. And that's why, if a person's life is in danger, what do you save, the Torah or you save the Jew? You save the Jew. That because the Jewish neshama preceded the Torah. So that's why the Rebbe, I think, brought it, I forgot where, but brings it further. I remember learning this, that Torah cannot come, the Rebbe brings us close, brings a merit. Torah cannot come to make a Jew non-meritorious, really. Because the whole point of Torah is for us to be able to reach our potential, reach our mission, not to, God forbid, the opposite. So the Rebbe was using that to say that we can't, Torah cannot be used in a way that will harm us, only in a way to help us. Okay? I have to go back to that. But the point is that the thought of the Jewish soul preceded everything, even the thought of the Torah. From the thought of the Jewish, to think about the Jewish people, started into speech and action. And the end of action was the first thought. Specifically, when it comes to the final action, final activity, that reveals the first thought. Especially in our times. We already went through all the stages of creation of the world, from thought until action, the end of action. Also too, from the order, that was from above to below. Now, when you're going from below to above, so what does it mean if from below to above? The idea from below to above is that, and it's brought in Oral Torah and Zohar, that it already came, it already arrived, meaning that the idea already was arrived at its destination, like the chef of the divine influence was already came to its place, often in an internalized way. So don't ask me to explain this, but what I can guess is that from below to above is that it was we already have some internal, something was received internally so much that it can already come back up and be an influence from below to above, that it was already internalized. Okay. Should I continue, or do you have questions, or 2 more pages?
Continue.
Mm-hmm.
Can you continue?
Continue. Okay, so the Shpizin of tonight is Avram Avinu. It's the regular Shpiz. And then there's also, we know there's the Hasidic of Shpiz. So, Baal Shem Tov. Okay. So the Shpizin. So let's see. Maybe I'll just paraphrase a little bit, not do every word. The Rebbe also says, we know that we want to have the Shpiz in a way that also that we can point and say, here they are. Here's the Baal Shem Tov said, and here the Maggid said. As they say, by the way, there's many Sukkos, as they say, if you pay attention, the Rebbe mentions the names of all the rabbis. And when he would mention their names, he would lift himself up from the chair a little bit, very slightly. Like, you know how the Rebbe sometimes would, like, if you look at the video, it's kind of like lift himself and look this way and look that way. So they say that if you pay attention, sometimes you could see it when the Rebbe would mention the names of, or they not necessarily even mention, but apparently what they attributed this picking himself up was the Rebbe is like reading the different souls of the Rebbes, of the different Rebbes. So the Rebbe says we should be able to actually see, be able to say, here the Baal Shem Tov sat here in this part of the sukkah, and the Maggid sat here, etc. And when we say he sat, and Lashon Avar passed, it's because you're already telling the story afterwards. Since we're in the first night of Sukkos, but the Rebbe is saying, since we're now in the first night of Sukkos, for sure the Ushpizin are actually here, presently now. Ushpizin, what's Ushpizin? Okay, this is the episode, first night of Sukkot. So what's Ushpizin? Means guest. And rabbis say, Oach beborech bekat hamazon lebalabait. V'ninenu balabait amitio kadosh baruch hu v'orachem bnei Yisrael. Shem b'dugmat Ushpizin v'hem mebarchim lebalabait. So the guest blessed, it says, the master of the house, right? When they bench, they bless them, right? When they bless the balabais hazeh, the owner of this house. That's the guests, they bless the owner of the house. So it says also, this means also the balabais, the owner of our house is Hashem. We are like the guests in Hashem's, we are like the shpizim, the guests of Hashem, and we're blessing the balabais, we're blessing Hashem, so to speak. So what does this mean for us in our service of Hashem? A Jew has to know that he is like a son on the table, eating at the table of his father, which is Hashem. We're guests at our father's table, Hashem. Even though usually the son has to take care of the father, right? Mashamish, to serve him. Still, however, if the son is a guest by the father, and we're all guests by Hashem, then Hashem himself, his essence, Hashem himself, is taking care of us, serving us. And the ben, the son, which is the guest, which is us, we bless Hashem, meaning we bless means to draw, mamshichu magalet, to reveal and draw down. Bracha means to draw down and reveal. It's a balabais, we bless and reveal Hashem, who's the master of the world, in everything in the world. So that's when we're revealing Hashem in the world, it's so to speak like we're blessing Hashem, because we're drawing him down and revealing him in the world. Since each one of us is the chelik eloka, we all have a portion of Hashem within us, a part of Hashem mamish. It's understood that existing in our world, we're just like a guest. The purpose of us coming down to this world is to reveal the guest that we're a guest, I guess. It's the way to draw and reveal godliness in the world. From the path, like a guest, a traveler, and we're here to reveal how to draw Hashem into the world. And in this way, there's two ways to how to draw Hashem, like we said before, from above to below and from below to above. But the whole point is to reveal that everything that we're up to is that we're in a way, in a path to draw into this world godliness from above to below, and so too to elevate the world from below to above. So that's our job. We're here as guests in the world to reveal and to figure out how to draw Hashem to be revealed in the world from above to below, how to make Hashem reveal himself, and how for us to elevate ourselves in our existence from below to above, to elevate ourselves to holiness. Okay, so those are two aspects. The Kevan Shesa, since Hashem and the Jewish people are one, in order to do this, keep the mitzvahs, we have to have everything worldly, we have to have it. So therefore, all these, what we're talking about has an effect on the whole entire world. That everything becomes one existence altogether, one with Hashem. Meaning, and everything we see is part and parcel of revealing Hashem in the world, okay? And Hashem being drawn in the world. So it's all one thing. Okay, so we finished paragraph 3. Should we stop here? What should we do? There's 2 more paragraphs.
Keep going.
Keep going.
We're gonna want to keep listening. You know, you have to decide when you need to stop. We're enjoying it. Thank you so much.
Okay, let me just drink some water. I'm sorry. Let me just. I'm just going to close my video for a second. Wow, a lot of ladies. Okay, we're going to finish this sikha. It's a great sikha. 1 second. I'm just going to cover myself for a second. I'm going to drink some water. Okay. Yay. Simchas Beis Hashoeva is to draw water. That's what they were rejoicing, right? When they drew the water. Okay, Dalit. Okay, so now everything in general, we have those shpizim, the guests, right? The special holy guests, the neshamas of the tzaddikim, both the Avraham Yitzchak Yaakov, etc., and the Hasidic masters, teachers, leaders, Nasim. Okay, so specifically, each night there's another ushpiz that we highlight. So the first night is Avraham Avinu, like the Rambam says. The Rambam describes Avraham Avinu when he was a little boy. He was looking at the world and thinking, when he was 3 years old, look at this galgal, this planet, or it was who's making it move? Who's making it come up and down? And he started wondering that, how did everything exist like this? And he came to understand there's Hashem. He knew there's one God. So it was specifically through seeing the world itself that Avraham Avinu was able to draw down godliness into the world. But it was through the world, right? The Rebbe just said, it's to see Hashem in the whole world is our goal, and to reveal that Hashem is one and that it's all Hashem, right? So that's Avraham Avinu. We know the whole story. Rambam brings that he figured out Hashem by looking at the world. He revealed that Hashem created the whole entire world from nothing, so that the creation is one with true source, its true existence, which is Hashem. Until this will be really fully manifest, revealed, and clear and apparent to everybody in times of Gula. When it says Hashem Yimloch L'olam V'ed, Hashem will rule, will be the king forever. Hashem will be the king upon the whole land. Hashem will be one, his name will be one. Being very clear that Hashem is the true reality. Like we say in the prayer, the night prayer of Mariv. Or we just said in the prayer of Mariv, but we say it in the other prayers too. Hashem will be one and his name will be one. What happens when you have a guest? What's the biggest covered honor you can give him? Right? We have to honor our guests. So, right, it says Achnat Tarchim is greater than receiving the Shekhinah. So what's the honor that we have to do? When the Balabais tries to be like the guest, right? Identify, I guess, or dissimilar to him. So how is it in our situation we're talking about? Our guest is Avraham Avinu. So the biggest honor we can give is we try to be like him and to to have an effect on the entire world, just like Avraham Avinu did, to arouse, starting with the arousing the desire to do it, and then it's on the Are you taking the car? Yeah, okay. No, it's fine, but you're coming back after that. Yeah, okay, good. Okay. So Hashem is going to be revealed in Bakomi Kol in everything, right? Let's see, 1 second. I lost my spot. Okay, so first, so we want to be like the guests. So we want to be like Avraham Avinu. Avraham Avinu, what did he do? He revealed Hashem. And how do we start with arousing a desire to reveal Hashem, and then Hashem helps us with everything. Bakomi Kol Kol. כמובן בפשטות, שיש לכל אחד מאחד מבני את הכוח להידמות לאחד האויביו. First of all, you have to know you do have the power to be similar, following his footsteps of Avraham Avinu. Eitan ze Avraham. Avraham is called an Eitan. Eitan is a strength. It's the Eitan of the soul. Also, each Jewish person is connected and has the capacity and aspect of being one nation. Everybody has the Eitan. There's of the neshama, which is the highest level, the yechida of the soul, the core of our soul. Every Jew has that inside of them, בעניין משכיל האיתן האזרחי, בהדגשת הרבה בואנו ביום האחד בתשרי, יום ההילולה, שמתחיל להעביר, especially now, in the beginning of Tishrei, in after the Hilula of the Rebbe Marash, whose thing was the Chatila Ripa, and we're in the 3 days after the Rebbe Marash's Yortzeit, and it's the full moon. Okay, tonight is also a full moon, right? Tonight is a full moon. Yes, tonight is a full moon.
Yes, always. Yeah.
Yes, it's always
Yes.
the first night of Yom Tov, and it's
Yes.
I
yes,
thought it was last night being the, oh yeah, 14th. Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Exactly.
Today's
Yes.
the 14th, and tonight
Yes.
is
And like, isn't Purim also in full moon?
no, I don't think so.
Or like right
That's
around the
full.
Purim party, there's always a full moon out there.
Yeah,
Gorgeous.
it's like right. It's the going out of fun. Yeah, the Zoya Avantinat Koch Shesh Minyan Haushpizim. That's what Pishan Minhag Chabad Lamazot V'Dibu. So the Minhag Chabad is not to, even though the Chabad custom is not to say the Shpizim, thing that people say about to greet the Shpizim. We don't say it, but we have it in thought. And those stuff was Shpiza Patidam. So aside from the so aside from the main shpiz of the day, there's also all the other shpizim. So we haven't thought that it's all the shpizim are coming together. And our shpizim, whether it's the shpizim that the Zohar mentions, Avram Yitzchak Yaakov, Moshe, Aaron, Yosef, David, and Shlomo, with all the different girsos or ways of deciding who's the main one which night. But in actuality, they're all coming. Given there's also a Shmini Atzeres day. So Yom HaShech Shpiza Shmini, he is connected to the 8th of Shpiz. So the different variations, all 8 of them are right, because there's different opinions who's the last or one of them. So there's 8 in total, really. And that's the 8th one is Shaykh to Shmini Atzeres. And when it comes to the Hasidic Ushpizim, the Baal Shem Tov, the Magid, the Alter Rebbe, the Mittler Rebbe, the Tzemach Tzedek, the Rebbe Marash, the Rebbe Frierdiker Rebbe, until our Nasi Dorenu, Shehu Ushpiza B'Shmini Atzeres. Okay, so this Rebbe is talking about himself. He says, until the leader of our generation, which is the Ushpiz of Shmini Atzeres. Okay, so Shmini Atzeres is the Rebbe. But he calls it the Frierdiker Rebbe, but it's really the Rebbe. Okay. So, well, okay, according to this calculation, there's 9 really. So there's the first night, Shmini Atzeres, and then there's Simchas Torah, second night of Yom Tov. I guess you could do it that way. However you want to do it, either include the Rebbe with the Frierdiker Rebbe, or there's the Frierdiker Rebbe, and then the next night is the Rebbe. Since we go into Sukkos in a way of joy, Simcha breaks us from the limitations of boundaries. The first moments of Sukkos. We have all the times and all the moments of Sukkos until the last moment of Shmini Atzeres, which is very close to Simchas Torah, especially since in Eretz Yisrael, Simchas Torah, Shmini Atzeres are one day. And we start reading that day in a way that the heavens and the earth are renewed. There's new heavens, new earth. Okay, now what's the blessing? Since we have the help of the Ushpizim, we have the help of Avraham Avinu and the Baal Shem Tov, and all the Ushpizim together with them. Everything is done in a Baal Shemske Hanhaga, in a holy Baal Shem Tov way. The Malamatava, above and beyond nature. We don't need any other help to bring Geulah because it's coming immediately in a Baal Shem Tov way, in a way of miraculous way. Together we'll all go immediately to the Holy Land, to the Holy of Holies. And it will be but with Evan Ashia, from which came the whole world. And what does this mean in our service of Hashem? Of Jew effect. But this will be our foundation for our whole life. to everything of every thought, speech, and deed that we do. This foundational stone, which is Hashem, that the letters, remember we said that Hashem is creating the world with the letters of the Torah. And for sure we took upon ourselves good resolutions to be happy in Simchas Bais Chana, and especially to make the children happy. This is the main thing of rejoicing. The Rambam says the main thing of rejoicing is to include in it many, many people, everybody included. Like it says, the convert in your gates, everybody should, we should all come to Yerushalayim, and through the gates to the Holy Temple, and we bring the Simchas Bais Chana and the leader of our generation and all the shvuzim together with him in our Holy Land, simply put, in the Holy Temple, and would take it from out immediately. Then the Rebbe said 3 times, Good Yantiv, Good Yantiv, Good Yantiv, and everybody answered him. And then the Rebbe started singing the Nigun HaKafas of his father. I believe Yitzhak. So that is the first night of Sukkot. And
Beautiful. Thank you so
the
much.
Rebbe spoke again for a few minutes. He spoke when people came to his sukkah, or when he came to visit the sukkah. Then he spoke the second night of Sukkot. Every night of Sukkot, the Rebbe spoke. So we'll do some more of this, God willing, after Shabbos. Does anybody want to say something or ask something?
Thank you very much. That was so nice going into
Yeah.
Yom Tov with that. Like,
I'm glad. Thanks to you, I read it. One thing that came to my mind when he said about, Shmini Atzeres and Simchat Torah, the Shpizim still come on Shmini Atzeres, and the Rebbe extended it a little bit, the Shpizim, not just the 7 days. But he said there's an 8th of Shpiz, and we can also say there's a 9th one.
How big was the Rebbe's sukkah?
He had one in front of 770th. Not such a big one. Not a very big one.
Who would be the 9th one?
The Rebbe, because if you can't.
Well, that's the 8th one, no?
9. The 8th one is the Frierdiker Rebbe, really, which
Oh,
is the
Frierdiker
leader of our
Rebbe.
generation. You could include the
Wow.
Rebbe with him, or you can also say there's a 9th one. Either
Well,
one.
so he left room for himself. Baruch Hashem.
Well, I mean, the Rebbe didn't say there's a 9th one, but we can conclude that. So there's really 9 Shpizim coming every night. I guess we can envision that. But what I was thinking is, they're finding. Let me turn off the recording for a second, and then we'll do our Sun event. And hold on.
I didn't understand that the Chabad don't say the welcoming prayers for the Ushpizim.
We just have it in thought, right? We don't actually verbalize it.
Like in Aramaic.
Right. We don't do it. It's not our custom.